Well, joining me to discuss the Prime Minister's economic initiatives tonight, first up, Minister of State for the Planning Commission, Ashwini Kumar, and we're being joined in the studio now by Dr Shankaracharya, former Chief Economic Advisor, as well as M.K. Venu, the editor of the Financial Express. We're also being joined from Mumbai by Piyush Goyal, Rajya Sabha MP for the BJP. In Delhi, Rajiv Kumar, the Secretary of FICCI, joining us. And again from Mumbai, Mr. Abhay Aima, the Investment Advisor for the HDFC Bank in the country. But first, let's go across to Mr. Ashwini Kumar, the Minister of State for the Planning Commission. So first up, really, the question we want to ask you, we're hearing lots of positive things from the Prime Minister's office on new economic initiatives, but really, can we expect significant changes going forward? There's been a sense of gloom on the economic front for a long time. What will he be able to change?
Well, look, there's no question that the Prime Minister means business, and that is what has been demonstrated on day one in office as Finance Minister. He seems to be sending three clear signals. A, that the Indian growth story rests on strong fundamentals, but there's nothing inevitable about it. We are affected by global changes, but there are certain issues that we need to address ourselves domestically. He has also signaled that the irritants, as far as the investors' confidence is concerned, whether it relates to tax proposals or it relates to some other issues, will need to be soothed and addressed, and therefore recreate the same atmosphere that made India as an investment conducive destination. The third point that the Prime Minister is seeking to send out is that he will be very much hands-on for the time that he is in charge of the Finance Ministry. The clear direction is to make India as an investor-friendly country. The challenges, he is saying, are there, they are huge, and they need to be met head-on. So I think that by itself is great confidence generating move by the Prime Minister.
So, Mr. Kumar, it's one thing to say that it's imperative to improve investor confidence, but that seems to be stating the obvious right now. What about policy steps that he would take to implement these changes and create that investor confidence that you're talking about?
Well, when the Prime Minister meets his core team, he doesn't meet the team for nothing. I am sure he must have given them a clear-cut plan of action. Of course, he will receive all the inputs, but whether it is a second-generation reforms in insurance, in banking, whether it is about FDI in retail or encouraging foreign institutional investments, all of these are very much on his agenda, and certainly he is going to be taking bold measures as far as I can gather, whether it is rationalizing of subsidies or moving ahead with the DTC, or like releasing the draft rules for GAR. I think one of the most important demands of the investment community is let there be stability and clarity in the rules so that people know what they are dealing with. Certainty, as they say in law, is the mother of repose, and we need to have an environment in which confusions are cleared. For example, the Vodafone case, we don't want our country to be a tax haven, but at the same time people don't want a retrospective annulment of an advantage accrued after a judicial verdict. So these are perceptions that need to be now corrected, and I think the Prime Minister's first day in office has gone ahead in doing so.
Right, Mr. Kumar, it seems that the one thing... It seems that the one thing you're not actually touching upon when you do mention the kind of things that would need to be addressed, you mentioned FDI in multi-brand retail as well. Ultimately, and at the end of the day, the Prime Minister may have taken over the financial reins of the country, but he's still leading a very troublesome coalition. These coalition partners still exist, so the political situation actually remains the same. In this economic climate, how does he juggle the two?
Well, we've already said that we are going to build the broadest possible consensus. Those efforts are on. We are achieving quite substantial success on that. And when the Prime Minister hints at a situation, he doesn't say so without a reason. We will certainly have to work with our allies. We will certainly have to take political parties on board. That's a political reality, and we are not running away from that. But I have reason to believe that the innate judgment of the leadership of the political parties will persuade them to see what is in overarching national interest. And if the revival of the economy is in the overarching national interest of the country as a whole, I have no reason to doubt that the political parties will fall in line.
But
At
Mr.
the end
Kumar,
of the day,
if they don't
economy
fall
is
in
not
line,
a partisan issue.
If they don't fall in line, will the Prime Minister still go ahead? It remains a fundamental question in a coalition system.
Well, let's wait and watch. I think the Prime Minister will do all in his power to do what is right by the nation, what is right, what appears to be right to him. I have no doubt that we will ever compromise on national interest, but of course politics is the art of the possible, and I cannot be telling you that I can will a particular thing at this point of time, but let there be no doubt whatsoever that we will try our utmost to ensure that the economy is back on rail. This is what the people of India expect of us, and this is what our mandate is, and we'll try and do the best we can.
Do you have the NDTV Profit app? All the markets, all the news and your own homemade, ready-made portfolio available there for you.
We will right now answer what you should sell, what you should buy when markets are down.
Download at ndtvprofit.com/apps. Get the best app from the channel you trust.